Hey everyone, good evening. We are live at 5. We are streaming on my YouTube and my Facebook channel, my personal Facebook channel at the same time. I like to wait a few minutes for people to show up. Tonight we're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about payroll. We're going to be talking about why cleaning business owners feel broke. Okay, very important. You can't run a cleaning business on hopes and dreams, right? So I'm going to wait a few minutes for those of you that don't know me. My name is Cheryl Hasher. I am a cleaning business owner. I founded my own company, Made Right Cleaning. I was a solo cleaner. I was a single parent. I was scrappy. I picked up a mop. I grabbed a caddy and I went to work. I found some clients. I did it with no money. I made every mistake possible that you could make in the beginning. When I did it myself, I paid my cleaners cash daily. I picked my cleaners up because I didn't have cars. Now I do none of that crap, right? Now I do none of that. Now I teach you how to do the same exact things that I do in my own business, which is growing, which 4 years ago we added power washing to. And I teach everyone how to do that. My business is in a completely different place now. I don't clean. I haven't cleaned in years. And now I teach you how to do that. So I didn't start in this industry as a coach. I founded Sisters to Scale. Most of you know that. I started exactly where you all are, in the field, on my feet, cleaning, fixing, covering shifts, answering phones, apologizing to clients, training people who quit 2 weeks later, and telling myself, once I make money, then I'll hire. Okay. And for a long time, I believed that lie. Okay. Today, my company runs without me cleaning. It has for a long, long time. And I love that. I don't have to chase things anymore. I don't have to panic over payroll anymore. I lead, I build, and I grow. And somewhere along the way, this stopped being about just my company. Okay. It became my mission to make sure cleaning business owners don't spend years trapped inside a business, as I know some of you are, that was supposed to set you free. Because here's what I know for sure. You didn't start this to build a job for yourself. You started this to build a company. Okay. And today I'm going to show you where most owners are failing and failing bad and how we're going to fix it. So if you're here, hi, Ellie. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Tamara. Ellie, how are you? I miss you. I'm excited you're here today too. Does that mean you're not cleaning today? Does that mean you're not cleaning? Some people are watching this live. Some people will watch it on replay. Totally, completely fine. Hi, Karina. Karina, you're new. I just dropped an earring. I guess I should take the other earring off, right? Because now I look stupid. So, anyways, welcome. We're going to be talking about, actually, tell me where you're all from. I know where. Hi, Tammy Johnson. I don't know where Tammy Johnson's from. I don't know where Karina is from. I know where Lauren is from. I know where Tamara is from. And I know where Ellie is from. So let me know where you're listening in from. Today you're not cleaning. That's so good. I love that. Awesome. Awesome. Yay. Elizabeth was a former client of mine. We worked together last year, and she was in the field all the time. And today she's not cleaning. That's really, really good. So today we're going to talk about the problem. All right. The problem why most cleaning business owners are broke. Hint, it's your payroll. All right. If you want to take notes, please feel free. Let's call this what it is. Most cleaning business owners don't hire to grow. Okay. They hire to survive. There's a difference. Okay. So most owners, and I've done this myself, that's how I know, they hire when they're exhausted, when they're desperate, when they're overbooked, when they're behind on everything, and when they're mentally checked out. So hiring becomes a lifeline, not a strategy, not a system. And this is where a lot of owners fail. So when you hire from a place of panic, you don't build a team. You build a revolving door of bodies that just come in and out. So here's what that looks like in real life. You hire anyone that shows up. You rush training to get them out in the field, right? You lower your standards as an owner because you have the mindset of, I just need help. Okay. And you keep people in your company who don't belong because losing them feels scarier than keeping them. And then you tell yourself, I just can't find good people. So let me be completely honest with you, because I believe in being honest. You don't have a people problem. You have a profit problem, right? Who has done this before? Show of hands. Say, I've done this before in the chat. Let's be active. Let's talk to each other tonight in the chat. Okay. Let me see who else is in the chat. So I was here before. Ohio. Oh, hello, Ohio. Oh, Tammy Tammy Johnson, new person. I'm thinking Tammy K. That's hilarious. Okay. Tammy K's in drop them off. Okay. So, all right, let's talk about the hidden cost of getting this wrong. Okay. Every month you don't fix this, it's going to cost you more money every month, right? So it costs you time. That's very important. Your time that you're never going to get back, your energy that you don't recover from. Okay. It sucks the life out of you. Opportunities that you don't see anymore because you're always in the panic mode. Okay. But so the real bill you're paying here, so to speak, is if you stay in the field instead of in growth mode. Tammy's going to tell you firsthand that she's been cleaning for 20 years, I think longer, I think 26 years. And she's been in the field. So now she's finally going to get some relief. This month, she's hiring a couple of people, which is phenomenal, right? So if you don't fix this, you stay in the field instead of growth mode. You can only clean so many houses before your body burns out. You guys know it. I know it, right? I did that. I was the person that cleaned 4 to 5 houses a day by myself like a psychopath. I do not recommend that. Right, Tammy? So when you're in this stage, you stay reactive instead of strategic. Okay. You build your schedule around clients instead of building your business around your life. Right. And this takes a toll over you after a while. And the scariest part is that you get used to it. So you get used to feeling burnout. Burnout feels normal to you. You're exhausted on a Friday night, right? You start calling chaos the industry. You nickname and say, well, that's just the industry of the cleaning business. And you start calling survival success. And this is a huge problem. Okay. It's not a business. That's a treadmill. That's a hamster wheel that keeps going around and around and around. And if nothing changes, this is exactly what stays the same. Same income ceiling. You're capped at what you can make. Same staffing problems if you have any staff, and the same stress, just with more clients stacked on top of it. So you have to fix the systems in order for this to change. Okay. So this is the moment, is the fear of missing out moment is when others are building while you're stuck. You see other people building. Oh, I'm making $300,000 a year. Oh, I have a staff of 6. Oh, I have a staff of 10, of 15, or whatever. Oh, we just opened our second office. You see that and you're wondering to yourself, what am I doing wrong? Right? Those people built systems, right? And hired and learned different strategies, and you have not yet. Doesn't mean you can't, but you just haven't done yet, right? So some owners are saying, I can't afford to hire. I hear this all the time. When I coach people, I hear this all the time. I can't afford to hire. Nobody wants to work. Those are just bullshit lines you feed yourself to make yourself feel better that it's not working for you. If I'm totally honest, you want to step out of the field. You want to build leadership teams. You want to create predictable income for yourself. And you want to take some actual time off without the phone glued in your hand, right? So those people aren't smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They just stopped running their business like a job, all right? And so the part that no one wants to hear is every month you delay fixing this, you fall further behind from the owners who already did. Not because they work harder, because they built the systems that work for them, right? Is anyone new on here? Hi, Helen. Victoria from Castle Keepers. Victoria, my girl, I miss you. All right, let's talk why these people are still staying broke when they appear busy. Okay. Most owners don't want to look at this. I didn't want to look at this when I was, in the beginning. I didn't want to look at it. I hated looking at numbers. You guys would never believe me, but I hated looking at I hated looking at numbers. I just looked at the gross number. I'm like, oh, we're bringing in 300,000. Oh, it's good. I'm rich. I would just look at the gross number. You can't look at the gross number, right? So, okay, here's what's happening. Okay, just because you're booked doesn't mean you're profitable. There's a difference, right? Here's why money keeps slipping away. You price for labor, not for business. There's a difference. I'm going to get into this in a minute. You don't build a margin for training because it takes longer to train people. You're going to pay higher in labor, okay? You don't build a margin in for turnover. You're going to have turnover, right? I had someone that didn't make it this week, okay? It's just going to happen, right? And leadership. So you run so lean that one bad week puts you in panic mode because you're not bringing in enough money. So every hire feels like a risk, right? And that's why you get that mindset of, oh, I don't think I can afford to hire, right? So it feels dangerous to you because the price you're bringing in for cleaning isn't enough, right? You haven't budgeted correctly, right? You sabotage yourself half the time. So you end up stuck in a loop. You clean to make money. You're too tired to build systems, too tired on a Friday night. You're like, nope, the weekend's here. I'm not doing anything. You don't build systems, so hiring feels impossible. You have to have a hiring funnel and a hiring system, believe it or not, right? That is very, very intentional that you need to do. So you keep cleaning. So you keep in this whole hamster wheel of Monday through Friday. I'm going out and clean. Now you don't have a business. You have a job. It's different. When you go and trade your time for money, when you have to go clean for 6 hours to bring a paycheck in, you have a job. I hate telling everyone this, but it's my job to tell you the honest to God truth. So that's why I tell you, right? So this loop is not accidental. It is intentional, and you've put yourself there. You've put yourself there, right? So why can't you scale, right? Growth doesn't break businesses, lack of structure does. When you don't have any structure, okay? So what stops you from scaling is no clear training process, okay? No leadership, just running around with a chicken with your head cut off, right? No standards that exist outside of your head. You are the bottleneck. You are the business. It is all right here. Nothing is on paper. No one else can run your business for you when you're away. You created a nightmare for yourself because the business starts and ends with you, okay? So you don't have a way to grow like that. Does everyone understand that? Right? You're carrying everything. That's why you feel overwhelmed and you feel stuck, right? So every new client adds pressure. It stops feeling good because there's too much to handle, right? It feels like pressure. And you eventually stop marketing, not because you don't want to grow, because you don't have the capacity to handle more. So that's not a growth program problem. That's a foundation problem, right? Is this making sense, everyone? This is making sense. Yep, Tamara is ready to be done. Ready for this? Who is done cleaning? Raise your hand. Who wants to be done cleaning? Say me. Who wants to be done cleaning? Who wants to be done cleaning? I don't clean anymore. I only clean when I want to. I clean my kitchen every day because I like cleaning it. So what has to change? Let's talk about what needs to change here. So you don't need more motivation. You don't need more hustle. You don't need another podcast. You don't need more late nights, right? You need these things. If you want to write them down, please feel free. You can always watch this again on replay. I find that for me, I learn when I write things down. So what do you need to succeed? You need a pricing structure that creates profit, right? Yes, you need to learn how to create profit. I am working with someone brand new and drop them off Her name is Lauren. She owns a cleaning business. She has a junk haul removal business. She's from Texas. She's amazing. She's going to do fantastic. I'm giving this real life example because I want to teach people. So she did an estimate on a 6,000 square foot house. That's a big house. That's going to take a long time, right? Priced it $300 biweekly. My initial gut feeling was, I don't think she priced it enough. Let's do the numbers, right? So she thinks it's going to take her 8 man hours, 2 people, 4 hours. That's 8 man hours. 2 times 4, 8 man hours. I know sometimes the math's kind of funky to figure out. 8 man hours. That comes out to $37.50 per cleaner per hour. That is not enough. Okay, so what should that be? In the state of Texas, it should be at least $50 an hour per cleaner, maybe $55. That's $400. So every time she does that house, she's losing $200. You cannot build a company bringing $37.50 an hour per cleaner in because you can't pay for things. All right. This is what I do. I want to help her. That's why I'm using that as an example. That's why I'm teaching all of you. It sounds great. $300 biweekly. Yippee-ki-yay. Not on a 6,000 square foot house. On a 3,000 square foot house, that would be a beautiful price. Or maybe even 3,800 square feet, but not above 4,000. It is too big. Too big, a lot of vacuuming, a lot of mopping, and a lot of demanding from someone that owns a 6,000 square foot house, right? I could write a book on this because I was in those 6,000 square foot houses, scrubbing them myself for pennies. They don't pay for the most part, right? Anyways, sidebar, let's go back. What do we need to succeed? You need a pricing structure that creates profit. You cannot run a successful business unless there's enough money coming in. That's where that example was going. So you need to learn how to charge more. And when you learn how to charge more, it will change your entire business. I recommend, if you can, take on smaller houses. Take on the houses that are 2,000 square feet, 1,800, 2,500, 2.5 baths, right? Houses like that, ranches, condos, stuff like that. Those big houses, leave them for someone else that wants to get tortured. So they never pay my price. When I don't even go to them anymore unless I get bamboozled into it by accident, right? So you can't run a successful cleaning business like that unless you're charging enough money. Okay, number 2, you need a hiring process that filters before you even interview, before you even start spinning your wheels, talking to people, right? So you need to know your absolute yeses and know your no ways. What's your system to filter through people? Is it a resume? Is it how they talk over the message? Is it their profile where they're throwing gang signs up? Those are filtering processes that are going to save you a lot of time. Just because someone has cleaning experience doesn't necessarily mean they are a good fit for your company. Remember that. If someone has a rap sheet a mile long, you don't want them in your company, right? So identifying those yeses is crucial to run solid teams. When you're in desperate mode, you skip this. And you're like, I need a body. Come on, I need someone to come on, pick up a mop. You're going to come clean with me today, right? You have to not do that anymore, right? You have to not do that anymore. Number 3, you need a training system that works without you. You cannot grow the business unless you are out of the day-to-day cleaning. Why? Because there's not enough time in the day. Learning how to train up team leaders and trainers will be essential to your growth. Ask Victoria if she's on. Victoria and I have been working together for a long time, a couple of years, right? Going into like 2.5 years, believe it. I think it's so long. We've been together. She went from 8,500 to over 30,000 a month with 6 people in the field and hardly cleaning. She was cleaning 5 days a week with her husband, was afraid to hire, to put people. These are my clients. These are my babies. I get it. I get it. You're all going to feel like that. I felt like that too, right? But you need to learn how to train and manage people so they can go out and do that cleaning so you can manage the business, because the bigger the business gets, the more management it needs, right? So when you do this, are you providing opportunities for them to grow, right? Why is this attractive to them? People want to feel good about themselves, right? Just because you're hiring doesn't mean that you have to have the coolest looking job. You need to create fun for them. Cleaning is hard work. You need to create a great company culture and make it fun. And, everyone that you hire needs to be able to get along and no drama. That's going to be more important to them, right? More important to them. Everyone thinks, oh, I got to pay $25 an hour. No, you don't. I don't know any company that is paying $25 an hour for a professional house cleaner on W-2. Maybe some 1099s, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day, because 95% of the cleaning companies in America shouldn't have people on 1099. They're misclassifying their workers. I just said someone got audited for that same reason. Got audited. I'm not going to say who it is. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Got audited, and it was from the first person she hired. She hired them 1099 because she wanted to save taxes. I did the same thing, and now she's on W-2, and she just got audited. IRS is auditing her whole company, making sure she's classifying them. What happens? You don't go to jail. You just have to pay back all those taxes. I've seen companies have to pay back $60,000, $70,000 in taxes because they misclassified their workers. That's another thing, right? So I know I'm getting off tangents tonight, but all this stuff is coming to me, and it's super important for you guys to learn this. Okay. Next, a business model. You need a business model that supports you, the CEO, no longer the cleaner, right? You're the CEO. So you need to profit. The company needs to profit so you can pay yourself. You need a paycheck, right? Your profits, if you are running everything correctly, profits now, this is after payroll burden, this is after all your expenses, should be between 25 and 30%, okay, after payroll, taxes, and hard costs. And many of you on here, because I know this from experience, do not know your numbers, right? How do I know this? Because most of the owners, at least when they start working with me, don't have a clue what their profits are. I know that. And this is one of the biggest bottlenecks I've seen in my, me working with owners, is that this is a huge problem and has to be fixed, right? How are you going to pay everyone and grow the company if you do not know what your numbers are? You can't. So these things above are what real companies have. They have their management. They know their numbers. They aren't cleaning anymore. They have formal training systems in place. They have peace of mind because they have put systems in their business that work and prevent them from burning out. All right. Bright Power Wash knows the numbers. He's the numbers guy. Bright Power Wash is my husband. Say hello. Say hello to Bright Power Wash. He's my husband. Let's go, Victoria. I'm checking in with you. All right. So let's talk about making the shift. Making the shift the moment we change everything. So at some point, every owner hits this moment, right? The moment where you realize you can't build a company with the same mindset that you used to start one. We all started scrappy. We all started, I'm going to clean. Victoria was a bartender just like me, and we decided to go pick up a mop somewhere and start cleaning. We started scrappy. We started with the I can do it attitude. We started with the I'm going to get a bunch of cleaners and go make some money. That is a very scrappy hustler mentality. There is nothing business-like about that. But it's good to be able to be scrappy and be a hustler, right? So you can't build a company with the same mindset that you use to start one. So there's a difference between owning a cleaning business and being the CEO of a cleaning company, okay? One cleans, one builds, right? A cleaner cleans, a CEO builds. One reacts, the cleaner reacts, one leads. The CEO leads, okay? One survives. You and I know that's the cleaner. And one scales. That's the CEO. And you don't cross that line by accident. You cross it by deciding to cross it. And most people cross that line with a lot of fear. They do it, and they're scared to death to do it. but I make them do it anyways, right? They do it anyways. Those are the people that take risk are the people that get the reward. It's no other way. So you have to have a little bit of risk. You don't have to have extreme risk, like you're jumping off a cliff, bungee jumping or something, but you have to take strategic, I like to call them strategic risks in your business, right? In your business. So let me tell you about a couple of owners who walked exactly where you may be sitting right now. I'm going to talk about Jessica Graham. She just graduated a couple months ago from Drop the Mop. She's in Sisters Elite in my graduate program. Jessica, before Drop the Mop, came to me exhausted, underpriced, terrified to hire, right? After burning through multiple employees who didn't quit, they didn't work out. She believed she had a people problem, right? What we fixed was her pricing structure, her hiring standards, okay, who she would hire and let go and whatever. She was super nice. She's a super nice person. Her training foundation. So today, she doesn't panic when someone leaves, right? She doesn't scramble when someone grows. She has a process, okay? And her business can absorb growth instead of breaking underneath it. In December, she just hit $20,000 a month. She was at, I want to say she told me $9,000 a month when she started Drop the Mop. She hit 20K and now she's on a 30. We're hitting 30, baby. By the end of Sisters Elite, we're hitting 30. Amanda Ellis, who I got a good story about Amanda if she's watching. Amanda Ellis is from Tennessee. So she was cleaning all the time, right? Juggling schedules. She has a full family with all, growing little kids, right? And she was facing the point where she physically couldn't stay in the field all the time and clean. So hiring felt impossible. She hated it. She was fearful of it, right? Because her business had no structure. She didn't have a hiring structure, and I helped her create that, right? So we didn't just get her staff or warm bodies. We built her systems. We built her a leadership model, and we built her a set of standards, right? She was scared to do all of this stuff. She's going to be my next guest on the Maids Who Made It podcast the end of February, and she's scared to do that too, and I pushed her. And the reason why I pushed her is because Amanda has a very familiar story, all right? There are a lot of people watching this, a lot of women out there that own cleaning business owners that are scared to make a move. Amanda was scared to make a move, very shy, didn't want to network. She panicked to go into houses and do estimates, in-person estimates, and give them price. She was panicked to raise her prices. She was panicked to do everything. She admitted this to me when I asked her to do the podcast, and she didn't want to do that. I was like, what are you talking about? You have an amazing story. She's an amazing story. So she's also in Sisters Elite. All my rock stars go into Sisters Elite. So now she's not just filling shifts. She's building a team that runs part of the business without her standing over them. She's starting to send people out on their own without her. She's working through quality issues. That is just something you got to figure out. When I sent people out, there were quality issues. I had stainless steel stoves scratched. I had damage. I had all kinds of stuff. You got to work through it and fix it, right? But so that's the difference. Amanda was fearful of this and did everything anyways. And she quadrupled her income in 8 months, right? She quadrupled her income in 8 months. She went from $3,000 to $12,000 a month. December, that's what she hit. Now she's navigating, learning how to manage people. That is not easy, but she's going to do it because she's done everything else. And she's going to be my guest on the podcast, and she's scared shitless to get on there, but she's going to feel the fear and she's going to do it anyways because it's another process in her growth as an owner, as a CEO, as a human being, right? We're all doing things we're fearful of. It feels so much better when you're on the other side, right? It feels so much better when you're on the other side. I'm so incredibly proud. I'm so incredibly proud of her. So here's what I want you to understand. This stuff doesn't get fixed with a better ad. It doesn't get fixed with a new checklist. It doesn't get fixed with, one good hire. You might get lucky, right? And hire one person. It gets fixed when you stop trying to grow a business alone, right? When you stop trying to grow it alone. Everyone needs help. That's why you're on here. You're getting all this information, right? Many of you probably watch podcasts to get information, right? When I worked with Jessica and Amanda inside Drop the Mop, they learned how to fix their hiring systems. They learned how to fix their pricing and create pricing foundations that pay the bills and pay you. They learned training manuals, structures. I make people create their own training manual. As painful as it is, it's your business. Why wouldn't you create your own training manual? Why do you want to use someone else's on Etsy? That doesn't make any sense, right? Create your own, okay? Leadership pathways. A lot of the leadership we do is in Drop the Mop. It's in Sisters Elite. And that mindset shift from cleaner to CEO is so crucial to you scaling your business. You must learn how to do this. So no one wants to work harder. They want to work smarter, right? So your business can finally work without you carrying everything on your shoulders all the time. So if this is resonating with you, that's recognition. If you want to hear about what I do and how I've helped, God, it's got to be a couple of hundred owners now. Let me know. Type Drop the Mop. DM me. You know where to find me. I'm very accessible. You can find me on Facebook. Okay. The freedom in this industry isn't luck. It's built by every single one of you. Does that make sense? Right? I want all of you to succeed. Tamara's working on a training manual. Yep. Tamara and I have a call coming up. Tammy says all my houses are smaller. I'm done with the big homes. I learned my lesson. Yeah. 6 bedrooms, 9 baths. No more. Negative, sister. That's not making any money. No, I mean, maybe there are people that will be like, the issue with the big massive houses is that the whole house doesn't need to be cleaned every single time. So people don't know how to price it. Honestly, if you're doing houses 5,000 square feet and above, the only way to price them is to price them by the hour. If you want to keep them, because they might be like, okay, we have 2 hours, clean this, clean that, clean this. That would be better. It's difficult to flat price a massive mansion of a house because they like to give us instructions on what they want done this time. So you're better off pricing that actually, by the hour. All right, we were in Mrs. Jones, we're in your house, 5 hours or 2 hours times 2, that's 4 hours. Here's the price. That's better to do than trying to do a flat rate. You'll lose your shirt on a flat rate with that, because then they're like, oh, since you didn't do these rooms, can you sweep out the garage? You do all that stuff, right? They do all that stuff. I hope this was helpful for you. If you're watching it on replay, hit that subscribe button. Show me some love. These are where the Live at 5s are. I'm doing them live streamed on YouTube instead, so we have no more tech issues. Even though you're in the Facebook group, I always post, hey, but with where you're seeing them is either 2 places, actually, either on this YouTube thread, or you can see them if you follow me on my personal profile on Facebook. It streams from both places. So I hope this was helpful. Psyched to see all of you on here. Psyched to see all of you. Real quick announcement. We are going to CleanCon, my husband and I. Jay, I don't know if you've seen that yet. It's the first annual industry event for residential cleaning companies in Indianapolis, Indiana. I know there's probably about 50 tickets left. They're doing a small little group in the beginning. We're going out there for a few days to meet everyone, to meet the people that are putting it on, to hang out with the Zenmade people. And we're pretty psyched to be a part of it. So if you're in the area, grab a ticket, come see us. It's going to be fun. We're going to be there for a few days. We're going to be there for, I think 3 or 4 days. So it's going to be awesome. All right. I hope this was helpful. Watch it on replay, subscribe, show me some love, people. Subscribe to the channel. Then you get notified every time I go live. I'll see you all soon. I'll see you all next week. All right. Bye.